You asked for a vegan Jamaican patty. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Let's make these. So to start, drain your jackfruit. Once it's all drained, just get it between your fingers and just shred it all up. So it's nice and fine. So once it's all shredded, it should look like that, just little flakes. Now, get yourself a pan, heat it up, and then we're going to add some coconut oil in. About 2 tablespoons. Just going to melt that down. Once your oil's melted, we're going to add in our onions. We'll cook these until the onions get nice and soft. The onions are soft now, in with the garlic. Just 3 cloves of garlic finely chopped up. In with your ginger. 10 grams of ginger going in there. And I've got a whole Scotch bonnet which I've finely chopped. Get that all in and cook that down for about another minute. After a minute, in with your bell pepper. And we're going to cook this down for a further couple of minutes, but keep stirring it so you don't burn the garlic. Next, I've got some vegan vegetable seasoning. Get that from Jamaican Valley. There's a link in my bio as well as a discount code. Some fresh coriander, finely chopped. Get that in. Some thyme. And some pimento. Get all them in. I'm going to cook that down for a further couple of minutes. After a couple of minutes, in with your jackfruit. Sprinkle it all in. Once that's all in, give that a good stir. Then we're going to add in our spring onions. Cook that for a minute or so. Now, in with a tablespoon of tomato puree. You can use ketchup if you want. Put that in. I'm going to put a teaspoon of browning in. It's vegan. We're also going to put in a tablespoon of soy sauce. And season. Now give that a good stir. That's all nicely stirred together there. So I've got some vegetable stock here. I'm going to put a little bit in to make it a little bit looser. So it's about 200 ml I put in there. I'm going to put a bit more in. So about 300 ml there I put in. Made that nice and loose, and then we're just going to cook that down on a low heat. Ladies and gentlemen, it smells amazing. What does amazing mean? So there it is there. We're just going to turn the heat off and we're going to just let that cool. So while the filling's cooling, let's make our pastry. Plain flour, some vegetable suet. That's what I use, just that, vegetable suet. Baking powder, some brown sugar, some Jamaican Valley curry powder, and some turmeric. All that in, give it a mix. Next we're going to add in some grated butter, and as you've noticed I've put some gloves on because the turmeric will turn your hands yellow. So all we're going to do is just rub the butter into the pastry, should I say into the flour mix. Just keep rubbing it till you get like a breadcrumb consistency. That was hard for me to say. So that's the consistency we want, like breadcrumbs. Now I've got some ice cold water, still got ice in it. I'm going to slowly add that and mix that till it's all combined. Don't want it too wet, so just put that in gently, little bit by little bit. Once we get it like that, so it's nice and firm, cover it in cling film, put it in the fridge for about half an hour, let it cool down. So my pastry's out the freezer, nice and cold. And I've covered my worktop because it's white and I know the turmeric will stay in it. So we're going to get that out of here and I'm just going to roll it out. There's the pastry all nicely rolled out. So what we're going to do is fold it over one way, fold it over the other way, fold it over that way, and then roll it out again. This is going to make the layers. This is called laminating. Well, it is when I put the butter in. Just keep repeating that till you've done it about 3 or 4 times. So I've got my butter in the freezer. So now, once it's rolled out, I'm just going to grate the butter all over. This is vegan butter, obviously, or plant-based butter. So again, this is where the laminating process comes in. We roll that over with the butter in the middle. We roll that over again, and over again. And once more, we roll this out 4 times, and in between each layer, we put a layer of butter. Once the lamination process is finished, wrap it back up in cling film. Back in the freezer till it cools and burns. So there's my pastry out the freezer, nice and firm. Just going to roll that out. So now it's nicely rolled out. We're going to get a bowl. I'm just going to cut around the bowl. And I'll try and make as many circles as I can. Once I've cut these out, I'll put the pastry back together again, roll out again, and make a few more. Or a couple more. So that's them all rolled there. So now we've got our mixture. And we just want to put this in to one side, leaving a little space on the edges. Do not overfill them. Once we've got our mixture on, we're going to get some water. You can use egg, just brush it on the edges. Get plenty of water on them edges. Once your water's on, get the other side of the patty casing. We're going to fold them over. When you get the end, just crimp them down like that. Once you get to the ends, just get them at a fork, just crimp the edges in like this. Double sealing it over there. So it should look like that, all nicely sealed. And repeat that on all of them. So now they're all in a baking tray there, we're going to get some egg. I'm just going to brush the egg over the top to give them a nice shiny finish. So I've preheated my oven to 180 and we're going to slam these in for about 25 to 35 minutes. We just keep checking them. And they're out, look at that. And there it is, look at that. Oh, look at that. Crumbly pastry. The taste test. I might be vegan from now on. So good.